The views and opinions expressed in this podcast by the host or the guest do not necessarily reflect the views of Paranormal Buzz Radio or its sponsors. Use of any material produced by Paranormal Buzz Radio without express written consent is strictly prohibited. For information on everything Paranormal Buzz Radio has to offer, visit our website, paranormalbuzzradio.com. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome to Exploring the Unknown with Rebecca and Shay. Taking stories from today's news, Rebecca and Shay will explore everything from the paranormal, supernatural, the strange and unusual, unsolved mysteries, and more. Join them as they delve deep into the unknown and mysterious. Taken from news headlines. Water cooler chat with a paranormal twist. Only on Paranormal Buzz Radio. Hey Rebecca, how you doing?
Good. How are you, Shay?
I'm hanging in there. Story of my life lately.
Yeah, how's the quarantine going?
It's going. We're nobody's killed each other yet. Nobody's fought yet.
Bonus.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, we're doing pretty good over here. Staying inside and, starting to get nice out though. So we went for a walk the other day and
oh yeah, I saw the picture. You sent me the picture.
Yeah, got outside of the house and walked around by the pond, socially distant from everybody, but it was nice to just get some fresh air.
Yeah. See, I get fresh air because I go out on my porch like all the time. So I'm going to start holding up signs for the cars that go by. Honk to say hi. Or social distancing. Honk if you can see me.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Yep. So today we're talking about Tesla's missing files.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So this article was written November 27th, 2018 on History Channel, history.com. And it's called The Mystery of Nikola Tesla's Missing Files. The FBI has finally declassified files on Nikola Tesla, but questions remain. After Nikola Tesla was found dead in January 1943 in his hotel room in New York City, representatives of the U.S. government's Office of Alien Property seized many documents relating to the brilliant and prolific 86-year-old inventor's work. It was the height of World War II, and Tesla had claimed to have invented a powerful particle beam weapon known as the Death Ray that could have proved invaluable in ongoing conflict. So rather than risk Tesla's technology falling into the hands of America's enemies, the government swooped in and took possession of all the property and documents from his hotel room at the New Yorker Hotel. What happened to Tesla's files from there, as well as what exactly was in those files, remains shrouded in mystery and ripe for conspiracy theories. After years of fielding questions about possible cover-ups, the FBI finally declassified some 250 pages of Tesla-related documents under the Freedom of Information Act in 2016. The Bureau followed up with 2 additional releases, the latest in March of 2018. But even with the publication of these documents, many questions still remain unanswered, and some of Tesla's files are still missing. 3 weeks after the Serbian-American inventor's death, an electrical engineer from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology was tasked with evaluating his papers to determine whether they contained any ideas of significant value. According to the declassified files, Dr. John G. Trump reported that his analysis showed Tesla's efforts to be primarily of a speculative, philosophical, and promotional character, and said the papers did not include new, sound, workable principles or methods for realizing. The scientist's name undoubtedly rings a bell, as John G. Trump was the uncle of the 45th U.S. President Donald J. Trump. The younger brother of Trump's father, Fred, he helped design X-ray machines that greatly helped cancer patients and worked on radar research for the Allies during World War II. Donald Trump himself cited his uncle's credentials often during his presidential campaign. My uncle used to tell me about nuclear before nuclear was nuclear, he once told an interviewer. At the time, the FBI pointed to Dr. Trump's report as evidence that Tesla's vaunted death ray particle beam weapon didn't exist outside of rumors and speculation. But in fact, the U.S. government itself was split in its response to Tesla's technology. Mark Seifer, author of the biography Wizard, Life and Times of Nikola Tesla, says a group of military personnel at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in Dayton, Ohio, including Brigadier General L.C. Craigie, had a very different opinion of Tesla's ideas. Craigie was the first person to ever fly a jet plane for the military, so he was like the John Glenn, not General, John Glenn of the day, Siefer says. He says there's something to this. The particle beam weapon is real. So you have two different groups, one group dismissing Tesla's invention and another group saying there's really something to it. Then there's the nagging question of the missing files. When Tesla died, his estate was to go to his nephew, Sava Krasnovic.
Good job.
I got that. I got it. Who at the time was the Yugoslav ambassador to the United States, thanks to his familial connection with Serbia's most celebrated inventor. According to the recently declassified documents, some in the FBI feared Krasnovic was trying to wrest control of Tesla's technology in order to make such information available to the enemy, and even considered arresting him to prevent this. In 1952, after a U.S. court declared Krasnovic the rightful heir to his uncle's estate, Tesla's files and other materials were sent to Belgrade, Serbia, where they now reside in the Nikola Tesla Museum there. But while the FBI originally recorded some 80 trunks among Tesla's effects, only 60 arrived in Belgrade, Siefer says. Maybe they packed the 80 into 60, but there's the possibility that the government did keep the missing trunks. For the 5-part history series, The Tesla Files, Siefer joined forces with Dr. Travis Taylor, an astrophysicist, and Jason Stapleton, an investigative reporter, to search for these missing files and seek out the truth of the government's views on the death ray particle beam weapon and Tesla's other ideas. Despite John G. Trump's dismissive assessment of Tesla's ideas immediately after his death, the military did try and incorporate particle beam weaponry in the decades following World War II, Siefer says. Notably, the inspiration of the death ray fueled Ronald Reagan's Strategic Defense Initiative, or Star Wars program, in the 1980s. If the government is still using Tesla's ideas to power its technology, Siefer explains, that could explain why some files related to the inventor still remain classified. There is evidence that Franklin D. Roosevelt's vice president, Henry Wallace, discussed the effects of Tesla, particularly those dealing with the wireless transmission of electrical energy and the death ray, with his advisors, according to FBI documents released in 2016. Along the same lines, Siefer and his colleagues in the Tesla files uncovered the role played by Vannevar Bush, whom FDR appointed as head of the Manhattan Project in the evaluation of Tesla's papers. They also looked at the possibility that FDR himself may have sought a meeting with the inventor just before he died. By visiting some of the key places in Tesla's life, from his laboratory in Colorado Springs to his last living quarters at the Hotel New Yorker, to the mysterious wireless tower he built at Wardenclyffe, Long Island, Siefer, Taylor, and Stapleton sought to unravel some of the mysteries surrounding the celebrated enigmatic inventor. They also traveled to California, where some of Tesla's other groundbreaking ideas, many of which were seen as unrealistic or even crackpot during his own lifetime, now fuel some of the most dominant industries in Silicon Valley. Although some of his more sensitive innovation may be hidden, Tesla's legacy is alive and well, both in the devices we use every day and the technologies that will undoubtedly play a role in our future. Tesla is the inventor of wireless technology. He's the inventor of the ability to create an unlimited number of wireless channels, Siefer says, of the inventor's last name, in fact. So, radio guidance systems, encryption, remote control robots, it's all based on Tesla's technology.
I like that story.
I do too.
And that show, I want to check out that show.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go check out that show. It's probably on the History Channel.
History. I think it's on the History Channel.
Yeah, it's on the History Channel.
All right, yeah. So, it might be on demand or something. I don't know what you have.
Probably something.
And these pictures are
what? Really good, and the show sounds really good.
It does.
Really interesting.
Yep.
And Tesla himself is just a really fascinating guy.
Yeah.
And think about all the different things he invented that we use today. You know.
Exactly. And of course, the government. This is my personal belief. Of course, the government didn't declassify everything. And you can say what they did declassify, maybe there's nothing to it because they released it. they're not going to release something that can hurt us. So.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think they're going to release the death ray.
Right? Because even if it's something that doesn't work now, down the road, it can be incorporated into other new technologies and become available.
Right. A lot of Tesla's ideas, I mean, they thought they were crackpot ideas that would never pan out, and then look how many of them actually worked that we're using today.
Right.
You know, the wireless technology thing that they thought was impossible is obviously something that we use every single second of every day.
Yep.
So, yeah, the whole death ray thing, he just might not have understood how it was supposed to work.
Or they didn't release the full...
Right. Or maybe they didn't want us to think it could, you know? I mean...
Exactly.
You know, keep stuff private. There's a reason why some material is classified. That would be one of them.
That is one that I would agree with. So they left with 80 trunks, and then only 60 showed up.
Yeah, that's quite a difference. I mean, even if they repackaged them, that's like 20 trunks that are missing.
Yeah, 80 minus 60 is 20.
Yeah, that to me doesn't sound like repackaging. That sounds like they might have taken some stuff out. It makes you wonder what they took out.
Exactly. If we'll ever know.
Right. Yeah. If we'll ever know. Yep. I mean, put those trunks right beside the Ark of the Covenant in Area 51, right?
Maybe they are there.
Maybe.
I bet you. But, you know, Area 51 never got stormed like it was supposed to, so now we will never know.
Now we'll never know.
Damn it, people.
Yeah. But Tesla just was such an interesting person and interesting inventor, inventing things that, you know, were so out of the box, so crazy that actually worked. You know?
Things that he shouldn't have been able to invent yet or know about yet.
Yeah, just incredible what could have been invented, you know, to think what might be in those trunks that he invented that we don't have yet, that we could have.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. I'm going to have to go watch that show now that we have time to sit home and watch shows.
Exactly. He was just way advanced for his time. He was just, in more ways than one. I mean, obviously he was intelligent. I don't mean that, but he was just like...
Yeah, the whole out-of-the-box thinking. I mean, I think he invented wireless charging.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it says...
Yeah, Tesla envisioned supplying power to the world without the need for wires.
Yep.
You know, just to think that far outside of the box at that point, just to me, is incredible.
I think so. I just had a vision of when I was a really little kid. And remember the old remote controls? There were those big, like the size of tissue boxes, and you had to push the buttons, and there was an actual wire that went to the TV.
Yeah, we didn't have one. I saw one, but I didn't have one. I was the remote control.
Yeah, you know? I remember those days too.
Walking across the green shag carpeting to go change the channel for mom and dad.
Oh no, my mother would never allow shag carpet. Thank God, she had good taste. So
came with the house.
Yeah, I know, but I barely remember shag carpet though.
Yeah, Tesla's just so incredible that he was. To me, to think about him thinking that far outside the box in the 40s is just incredible.
Yes, and like it says, they did try to incorporate the particle beam weaponry after World War II, which was the inspiration of Death Ray.
Yeah.
So even the Trump guy, Dr. Trump, not the Trump guy. So even Dr. Trump says that could be why the files related to it are related to the inventor still remain classified. Oops. Sorry.
Yeah. Like I said, I think I understand why some of that's still classified because,
it should be.
It should be. It should be. But then again, I hope that even those classified files they're still researching and working on because he had some really incredible ideas that really were worthwhile, I hope they're not dismissing them just as crackpot ideas. And, surely they're looking up more of that stuff to make sure see if it could be used. Yes.
Probably. How did he get, I understand he's a very intelligent guy. Very. And everybody knows that. But how did he get this information?
Well, there's some theories that he was actually an alien or abducted by aliens.
So they whispered technology info into his ear?
There's theories on that.
Wow. That would kind of make sense, because he was just so above and beyond his time.
Yeah, he was. He's an electrical engineer, mechanical engineer. Just looking to see what kind of schooling he had.
Probably not much compared to our times. Probably a lot.
Probably not near as much as you would have to have now.
Yeah.
But just as studied engineering and physics in the 1870s without receiving a degree. Then gained practical experience in the early 1880s working in telephony and at Continental Edison. So, yeah, maybe he was abducted by aliens.
He didn't even finish. He was probably smarter than what he could learn at school anyways.
Right. Well, and then Edison didn't have...
No. Another brilliant man.
Look at a lot of those early inventors. They dropped out of school.
Yep. Probably because they were smarter than any schools around.
Yep.
All right. So some interesting facts about Tesla. He was born during a lightning storm.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that.
Yep. It was close to midnight. He was born during a lightning storm. His midwife, or his mother's midwife, thought it was a sign that he was going to, be on the dark side. And his mother just knew, nope, he's going to be one with the light.
That's really interesting. Huh.
I thought so. He had obsessive compulsion disorder, which is what we call it now. They didn't then. And he was a germaphobe. Yeah.
That's interesting, too.
He almost died when he was a teenager of something. I don't remember what, but so...
I did read that part. It was some disease.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Some sort of disease he had, and then after he survived, didn't his father decide to go ahead and send him on to school?
Or a teenager, so maybe. But it was to the point where every night he would use 18 napkins to wipe down his dining room, and he always wore gloves to dinner.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's definitely obsessive.
I also have OCD.
Oh.
Yeah, so... And he had an amazing memory. I contribute it to what we call today an eidetic memory, or a photographic memory.
Right. I had read that about
Yes.
him, and it's incredible, that type of memory. I wish I had that, but maybe I don't. I don't
Mine
know.
used to be very good before I had the brain bleed. Not brain bleed, whatever, they still don't know what it was. It wasn't an aneurysm or something, and I have problems with my memory the opposite way now, but he He could memorize full books and pictures with great detail, and they believe because of that is what contributed to his horrible, horrible nightmares as a small kid. He could visualize in 3D. So in his head, he could see the invention before it was even built, every part of it.
Yeah, and that would be an incredible skill for making inventions, right. To be able to think that out beforehand.
Yeah. What is it savant syndrome? No, that might not be the right syndrome. One of those type syndromes, they can see numbers and colors in the air is how they associate things.
I have kind of vaguely heard of that. I don't know what it's called, though.
Yeah, it's a form of autism, but geniuses have it. Like, they can see colors and, see the words as you speak them. Right. He was very, very funny, which a lot of people don't understand because he was so reclusive at the end, and he was an oddball, but he was very, very funny.
That's kind of cool. Makes him more human than the whole, all the other stuff. The funny part makes him more human.
Here's something I found funny. This goes to the oddball about him. He hated pearls.
That's interesting.
And to the point where he refused to talk to any woman while she was wearing them.
Yeah, that would definitely label you as being odd. Mm-hmm. Did he give a reason for that, or is there a reason?
No, it just I read a bunch of different articles, and most of these came from historians and stuff. So,
right,
I couldn't find a reason why.
That's interesting, though.
In 1899, he claimed to receive signals from outer space, and he came to the conclusion it was coming from another planet. And of course, everybody thought he was a crackpot.
Right.
In 1996, a bunch of different scientists proved that he was right. It was a moon, or the moon, I'm not sure which, passing through Jupiter's magnetic field. They redid it.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Yeah. That's really interesting. Yeah, I think that is what kind of stood out for me about reading about Tesla was, they thought he was a crackpot and totally crazy. But then, looking back on what he did, most of his ideas were just ahead of his time.
And the world would be so different today if it was not for him.
Oh, incredibly. And looking at all the different things that he at least had the germ of the idea for, It's incredible how much impact he had.
Yeah. And he died alone, a recluse, penniless, in New York, in a New York hotel room.
Yeah, I did read that. He's just a fascinating life. He's a fascinating person.
Yes. I think there's so much more we could talk about him, but since our show is a short show, we don't have enough time to get into everything.
Right. Yeah. So to be continued. We'll find out more about Tesla.
Yes. We'll have to do a part 2 next season.
Yeah. He was just a fascinating guy.
He was. All right, guys. That's all the time we have today. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope you enjoy your Sunday.
Yes. Thank you so much for listening. And if you want to talk to us more about Tesla, join us in the chat in the Facebook group. Yes. And if you have an article that you want us to talk about, share it in the Facebook group. We would love to talk about your articles.
And we'll give you a special shout out if we read it on air.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.